How's it going, ladies and bruises? Up, Bobby Sixkilla, and welcome back to Executioners. I'm very excited to get into Chapter 2. I have a cat on my lap today, so hopefully that won't be too distracting. Let's jump into Chapter 2, shall we? Because I'm very excited to see what happens next. The game's blowing me away already. Insane. Insane quality. Chapter 2, Sense Game. That dribble on my spacebar. What happened to me? The same question repeated itself endlessly in Ink's head. It had been less than an hour since Ink had woken up in the Four Elements Hotel. Since then, he'd been acquainted with a handful of strangers who, like him, had no idea why they were there. To add to the confusion, Ink's phone had been stolen. In its place was a PDA, which could only contact his friend and colleague, Sean. The one who had awoken him was a girl named Ether. Right now, she was doing her best to keep Ink's blood loss to a minimum after a violent episode of sudden hemorrhaging. That's right. Enough. I think it's stopped for good. I mean, for now. Whew. How are you feeling then? I could be worse, considering. Thanks for helping me keep that under control. That kind of bleeding isn't normal, is it? No, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. Say, how do I look? Most of the blood landed on the wall or floor, and we've wiped away what was on your face, so you look okay. Got a bit on your scarf, but you might be able to wash it out. And gave his scarf a quick twist, hiding the tiny bloodstains from view. Cool. Don't mention this to anyone, alright? Why not? This could be serious. It seems like the kind of thing that could make people panic, you know? Until we know what's going on, let's keep this on the down low. But I'll worry about my personal health once I made it home. Besides, I feel better now. Don't look at me like that, I'll be fine. What makes you so sure? I'm a detective, remember? You can't kill off the detective before he solves any mysteries. This isn't a story, Ink. You remembered my choice. Life's kind of a story, you know? Just promise me you'll go for a checkup when we get back to campus. Deal. Let's get out of here then. It wasn't an act. Ink did feel better. Whatever his affliction was, it had passed. I won't be able to get medical attention until I get out of here. Anyway. Grabbing Ink by the wrist, Ether dragged him through the once locked double doors at the end of the hall. On the other side was a small lounge. To Ink's surprise, his other new acquaintances were scattered about the room. Quiet and grave, they were keeping to themselves. You guys are still here? Door's locked. Huh? The door over there, opposite from the one you just came through. It wouldn't budge when I tried to open it. It's just like that last room. There aren't any other exits? Do you really think we'd still be here if there was another way out? So what, we're just supposed to wait here? We aren't in a position to do anything else. I don't like this. I want out. I know, dear. Please have a seat for the time being. Let's try to be patient. Beth lowered her head and grew quiet, then slumped to the nearest seat. From here, he had a good view of the wall-mounted screen. So what now? Nobody answered. The others were either fiddling with the devices that had been given, or staring at the wall. Ink sighed. Not a real social bunch, are they? Well, whatever. I guess you just wait for that face thing to show up. As if on cue, the monitor sparked to life. Speak of the devil. This message is set to play after a short delay. If any contestants are not present, please retrieve them. Who are you? Why do you look like that? Please note that this message is a recording and will only play once. It is advisable that you pay attention. Hello contestants, long time no see. That was a joke, of course. I saw you but moments ago. I already hate this guy. Please sit down. Make yourself comfortable. Relax. I'm sure you'll have questions for me. I ask you to be patient by the end of my little speech. I imagine that at least a few of you will have concerns that will have been addressed. Let me start by confirming that yes, you have been abducted, and yes, I'm the one responsible. Sorry about that. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Sent. I'll be as brief as I can. I brought you here today so that you can play a game of my own design. The name of that game is Exit Corners. The rules are simple. I have placed you on the heart of the lovely Four Elements Hotel. As the game master, I'll do my best to keep you there. If you manage to exit the hotel, you win. If your heart stops beating, you lose. Wait, what? And that's all there is to it. Not so difficult to understand, huh? Allow me to be clear. In this game, you must put yourself first. Your victory or defeat is not tied to that of any other contestant. I have made some alterations to the Four Elements Hotel to allow for a more pleasant gaming experience. One such amelioration is the inclusion of 16 pounds of industrial-grade Semtex at this building's foundation. In 24 hours, the aforementioned explosives will detonate. This will cause the entire structure to collapse. In the event you're still in the building at the time of collapse, you will most likely be crushed and killed, resulting in a loss. Pardon the negativity. But please, do not misunderstand me. I want you to escape through the exit. I most certainly do. That's why I've given you all a Gemini, to give you a fighting chance. Each of you have been entrusted with an electronic device that I've dubbed Gemini. I assume you're already all aware of this fact. Why Gemini, you ask? Each Gemini has a twin. Gemini may only send and receive messages from their twin. The other halves of your Gemini have been left in the care of someone you know. These people are referred to as your contacts. So kind of similar to Zero Escape 999 then. Does have a few parallels in 999, doesn't it? Right now, as far as any of you are concerned, your contact is the most important person in the world. While your contact may be different, they're all equally important. Well, I mean, their contacts in 999 are all in the place, but in the original experiment, there was one in and one out, right? Or they were in different facilities or something. Fuck, I don't remember. I guarantee you'll need their help to achieve victory today, so try your best to get along with them. Poor communication kills, you know. I suppose I've rambled on long enough, haven't I? I'll leave you all alone then. The next puzzle will be available in just a moment. I've got a myriad of challenges lined up for today. I'm rather fond of puzzles, as you can see. Hopefully my fondness is contagious. I love puzzles. Adieu, contestants, and good luck. Thank you. The screen went blank. Ink had endless questions for Sam, but it was clear he wasn't coming back. And it's a recording. What? Ink rose to his feet, shaking. 1,000 thoughts raced through his head. What was the purpose of exit corners? Who was sent? Was it just bad luck that Ink wound up as a contestant? Or was he specifically targeted? Is that guy for real? Dude might as well have a curly villain moustache. It would be difficult to twirl with no hands, I think. Ah, good point. I'm glad to see that you're at least taking the news well. It all feels kind of surreal, you know? I mean, did someone just tell me that I was going to die? Like, actually? Aren't you scared at all? I'm more confused than anything. But yeah, of course I'm scared. I think we're all a bit scared, dear. The first step is to overcoming fear is to understand it. Is that something they told you in your program? No, I sort of just made that up. Still, seems like a useful bit of advice right now, don't you think? Maybe we should just take some time to make sure that we're all on the same page. Good idea. Let's go over what we know. Liza, Ray, are you both paying attention? This is important. Yeah, I'm listening. Don't mind me. Ray, who had been leaning on the walls and in silence, rejoined the others. Just as he opened his mouth, a familiar noise emanated from the terminal. Puzzle time. The contestants all turned to face it. It's another puzzle. Huh. I guess it was sent to initialize shortly after the message finished playing. Before we get to that, I think we should all do a short recap. Right, where should we start? Sent. Is that why you were so deep in thought back there? Yeah. Who was he exactly? He's a big old question mark for me. I can't figure him out. If he's the one that brought us here, if none of us remember anything from before this morning, that makes him the only one who really knows what's going on right now. What's his motive? How was I abducted? Is all this really necessary? Why do you choose me? Why do you choose any of us? That's what concerns me the most. Your guess is as good as mine, although, if we could determine how or why we were chosen, we might be able to figure out who he is. What do you mean by that? If he kidnapped us at random, then Sent is probably just some kind of maniac, right? But if he chose us specifically, then he must know us to some degree. He hasn't addressed us by name, so it's not out of the question that he chose his victims at random. Yeah, maybe he's just some nutjob. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not saying that Sent knows us all personally, but I don't think he'd kidnap people at complete random. I don't think anyone would do that. Seriously, do you not think that anyone could be this malicious? Ether, I know you're in a psych program, I get that, but that doesn't make you an expert on the human psyche. Some people are just 100% batshit crazy, you know? Have you listened to the way Sense speaks? Something's wrong with that guy. That, isn't what I meant. I think I know what Ether was trying to say. So much effort went into capturing us and setting everything up. I mean, there are hand scanners and these Gemini devices and the like. Why would someone go through all this trouble to scare the shit out of random people? Isn't there an easier way to do that? Like I said, some people are real messed up. Even still, people like Sent usually have patterns. You might not know us personally, but there's probably at least one thing that we all have in common. Maybe we meet a certain set of criteria. Right, I hadn't thought of that. Ink examined each of his fellow contestants one at a time, and as he did, He noticed they were all glancing around at each other. He let out a weak laugh. We don't really have much in common, do we? I mean, we've got both men and women, students and dropouts, young people and, middle-aged persons? Ink, I'm a senior. I'd appreciate it if you didn't mince words when our lives could be on the line, please and thank you. Anyway, the point is I don't see anything in common between the five of us. Something less obvious, perhaps. We all live in Belbridge, right? I know that Ether and I do, at the very least. Yeah, I live in Belbridge. Regrettably. I'm afraid I don't live there. I've never heard of Belbridge. Oh. Well, damn. So much for that idea. Is that where we are right now? I don't know. I don't remember being a Four Elements hotel anywhere in Belbridge. Of course, I didn't grow up there, so I wouldn't know. I was born there, and I haven't heard of it either. What kind of place is it? It's a medium-sized college town. East Coast. East Coast, you say? Something wrong? I live out west. I would have had to come a long way. Try not to worry about it too much. There's no way to know where we are for sure. Let's forget it for now, I guess. I barely know any of you, so there's no way I'll be able to figure out what ties us together. If there's anything at all. Whatever his reasons for capturing us, Scent clearly isn't his real name. Come on, man. Your name is Ink. You're dating a girl named Ether, and you don't think a name like Scent can be legit? We're not dating. Oh. You guys came out of the same room, so I just assumed. Seemed like you knew each other. So the two of you complete strangers that just happened to wake up in the same room. Same bed, actually. Jeez, that must have been awkward. I guess Scent thought it'd be funny. And I gotta hand it to him. It is kind of funny. You're sweating buckets right now, bud. Let me do both of you a favor and change the subject. Please. Why don't we get started on this puzzle? We can chat about Scent later. Remember that we got a time limit. I'd like to add that there's still the possibility that this is just Scent's idea of a joke. There may be no explosives or time limit. Right now, we're just taking his word for it. Liza, you've been so quiet I almost forgot about you. That's because I've been messaging my father instead of standing around chit-chatting. I've been trying to get rescued, not play detective. If you're convinced this whole thing is a joke, then why are you so dead set on getting rescued? I never said that I thought this was a joke, did I? I just said that it was a possibility. Scent has committed a crime in kidnapping us and forcing us to play this game. There's no telling how far it'll go. It's too risky not to take action, even if this is all a big prank. And why'd you even suggest it? Well, I don't want to look like an idiot if it's all fake, obviously. Do you seriously care that much about what people think of you? Unlike some people, I actually have an image to maintain. A lot of people expect great things from me, you know. It's pretty big words coming from someone who's probably never worked a day in their life. Guys, come on. Not this again. Whatever, I'm done talking to this idiot. Liza, you said you messaged your father. Does that make him your contact? I don't know, I guess so. What exactly did you tell him? I told him that my kidnapper wasn't interested in a ransom. Instead, he's forcing me to play some weird game and threatening to kill me. Did you let him know that there are other people who have been abducted as well? No? Oh, well. Did you at least tell him that you're in a hotel called the Four Elements and that you've only got 24 hours to find a way out? No. Then what did you tell him? I told him what I told you. That's it? Yeah, so? It took you 5 whole minutes to type that out? I'm slow at texting, okay? Give me a break. You're a teenager. Shouldn't you be an Olympic level texter? Shut up, both of you. Should we get started on this puzzle? You're wasting a lot of time asking me pointless questions. It's pretty obvious she just wants to change the subject. She's right. We need to push on. Perhaps we should. There's more about this game that I'd like to discuss, but we should get this puzzle out of the way first. 5 pairs of wary eyes turn to the terminal. Let's get to it then. I hope this one's as easy. Turn 7 into 26. Oh man, that's difficult. Huh, turn 7 into 26. I don't think we can legitimately do that, can we? Can we? I don't think so. There's no way. Huh, 26. Alright, let's ask someone. You alright, Ether? You've been quiet for a while. I've had a lot on my mind, I guess. If you're not feeling well, you can always let the rest of us handle this. No, doing this puzzle to clear my head. I'll gladly help. Alright then, let me know if you can think of anything that might be useful. Okay. Oh, Enik? Yeah? Thanks for being considerate. That's not really asking her. That's not really helpful. Anything new? Any ideas about the puzzle? Not really. The clue says turn 7 into 26. No, it doesn't. What do you mean? Of course it does. No, it says turn 7 into number 26. There's a hashtag before 26, not before the 7. I didn't notice. It's probably important, so let's try to remember this detail. Good idea. Into number 26. How is that different? How does that help? There must be a reason why that is important. But I have no idea for the life of me why. Alright, let's ask Beth then. Have you given the puzzle any thoughting? Looks to me like a simple enough task, except there seems to be something we're not quite getting. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to rearrange 7 to 26 with the pieces we have here. Exactly, there must be some hint we're missing. A double meaning, perhaps? I'll give it a bit more thought then. Yeah, obviously, into number 26. Oh, we're getting there. That almost looks like a 26, right? Oh, that looks like a 26. That looks as good as it's gonna get. Yee. Yes, 26. So it was exactly the same as the first one. Negative space, baby. There we go. I had a feeling that might work. Huh? How'd you do that? I made the number 26 using the tiles Sense left for us. You know, using negative space. It's tricky, but you can do it. I feel like that wasn't the right answer. It said correct. Shut up. Well, if it wasn't the right answer, the screen wouldn't have said solved. Snap. Congratulations, contestants. You've solved it. Before you proceed, I feel like it's my responsibility to issue a warning. The 24-hour time limit, while important, should not be your immediate concern. The explosives I planted are far from the most dangerous thing in this hotel. I've refrained from throwing anything harmful at you thus far, but I assure you that this safety is temporary. There, I've opened the way. Welcome to Exit Corners. I'm looking forward to watching you all struggle. And you will struggle. Or you could die. I keep saying that. That guy's a real piece of work. Why does he look like he's made of paper mache? People these days are so strange. Paper mache? That's what he reminds you of? You know, that's not really him, right? It's just a computer-generated image he's using to keep us from seeing his real face. Same deal with his voice, it's completely synthetic. Oh, is that so? Buying a rundown hotel, rigging all these contraptions, and creating computer-generated images. I'm no expert, but wouldn't these things cost a fortune? The face would be a cinch to make, but as for the rest of it, I see what you're getting at. This isn't within any normal person's price range. If Exit Corners really is the work of a single person, then that person would have to be pretty well off. Ray's remark hit home. A certain redhead soon became the centre of everyone's attention. Why you're staring at me? My father and I are extremely wealthy. Did I get that right? Right, because my family's the only entity in the entire world that has any money. Oh, and that must mean I'm a deranged sociopath who locks herself in a hotel with a bunch of strangers in an attempt to get herself killed. I gotta hand it to you, Ray. Your reasoning is flawless. Sarcasm won't do you any good. I'm not saying you're behind all this. Frankly, I don't think you're smart enough, and to be honest, I don't think it's within one person's power to run this whole game on their own. But you're definitely hiding something. I know you are. You've been acting real suspicious all morning, especially now. What do you mean suspicious? I don't think I ever noticed your hand. I'll have you know my eyes are still in excellent shape. What's wrong with her hand? Every now and again she makes peculiar gestures with her right hand. To me it's as if she's making some kind of signal. Sign language perhaps? It's just a nervous tick, that's all. It's normal. The shaking in your voice is telling me otherwise. Spit it out, Liza. There's something you're not telling us. How much more obvious can you make it? I got nothing to hide. You're just imagining things. You're a terrible liar. I'm about as convinced that you're not hiding anything as I am of you being a slow texter. How's it so hard to believe? It's the truth, I swear on my mother's grave. I believe you. Ether? Leave her alone, you guys. She isn't going to tell us anything, so just stop pressing her. Even when she's clearly hiding something? Maybe she's hiding something. It isn't necessarily related to Exit Corners though, is it? She's allowed some privacy, isn't she? It'd be different if you had proof that Liza was up to something, but you don't. You're just looking for someone to blame. I guess so. Damn it, Ether. You're lucky ink turns to mush whenever you open your mouth. Hey now, she's right, you know. We're sort of picking on Liza for no good reason. Whatever, I'm done with you chumps. What a loser. Should we give Ray a moment? No, we ought to follow him. The only thing we're at liberty to do right now is to continue playing exit corners. You know, the more often I hear exit corners, the stranger it sounds. What's it supposed to mean? I wish I could answer that. I wish I could answer anything. Why? Why were we brought here? Who was sent? And what is exit corners? In chapter, that's probably going to be a little bit of a short episode, but that's fine, right? 20 minutes? We can get away with 20 minutes, right? You don't mind? You forgive me. Anyway, I don't know how many chapters we've got to do either, but we'll be back for chapter 3 tomorrow, I guess. Very excited for that. I wonder how much the dialogue options that we're making change how it plays out. Because it definitely does remember those dialogue options from chapter to chapter, it seems. So it might have a pretty significant effect. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.